right, welcome back to this land cover series. This is part two. This video is going to be relatively short because it's very similar process to what we did in video one, but I'll just go through everything again just to make sure you are clear. So we have the end of video one, we've made this map, and now we're going to, this map of our first year, which is 2000. Now we're going to make a map of our second year, the one after the change. So for me and this project, that's going to be in 2008 is when all of the construction on Dulles was done. So I chose to look at 2009. So to add a map, you go to Insert, New Map, and then that'll give you a new tab. And to change the title of the map, you can just slow click, or you can right click and rename. To do that, you have to go to Properties, and you can give it a name. So to start off with, we just have our land cover and our study area. To get those, you are going to go back to your 2000 map, and you're just going to right click on the land cover, copy, and then you're going to paste. And you're going to do the same with your study area. There's no reason to redo anything. So right click copy, right click paste. That'll give you those first two layers. So now we are still on, your imagery is still probably looking like this because we haven't changed the years. So I'll walk you through changing the year. You're going to go to your land cover layer, right click, go to Properties. There it goes. And it starts off in general, and then you just need to go to time. So if you look at your time extent, it just probably says 2000 or 2001 here. You're just going to change it to your next year, so I have 2009 to 2010. And then go ahead and click OK. So that'll take a minute to load. And once it does, we're ready to go. You can always just refer back to your previous map and make sure that you actually have the difference, and we definitely do. Okay, so step one is raster functions. So you're going to make sure you're on your land cover layer. You're going to go to imagery and raster functions if that closed for you. Otherwise, you'll have it on the right. And we are going to do a clip. So you are looking at a screen that looks like this. We're just going to type in clip. Your raster is the land cover. You're clipping outside, and then this is why you did your study area. So you're clipping geometry as the essay. Make sure you click this use input feature for clipping geometry, and then go ahead and create new. The raster that it creates will be black and white, and at this point I would turn off the land cover because it's just going to keep loading every time you move the screen. So there you go, and you have values from 11 to 95 just like we need. But remember, there is no attribute table for this clip, so we're going to run a tool called int, which will create an integer layer. That is actually under geoprocessing, so find your geoprocessing window. If you lost it, it's analysis tools. And we are going to type in int. And remember, there's three 3D image, spatial. They should all be the same, but we're just sticking within the spatial toolbox or the imagery toolbox. So your input raster is just the clip, and your output raster, I gave the name of my place, so Dulles, int, and then the year. And you'll go ahead and run that. And the output of the int is, again, that rainbow layer that now has values from 11 to 95 separated and also has an attribute table. So there you go. The next step is to convert this to a polygon. So in geoprocessing, I'm going to type in polygon and raster. Really, I want raster to polygon, so I have this backwards. So raster to polygon, it just kind of depends how much you have to type, but raster to polygon, not polygon to raster. We want this one. So you know you have the right one because it asks you for an input raster, and all you have is rasters, so there you go. This is going to be your int. Your field is value, and then I just called this, again, the name Dulles Poly and the year. Remember to uncheck simplify polygons. You do not want to oversimplify this. It's already very simplified because it's pixels. It's go ahead and press run, and you're going to get an output of a single color. If you open up the attribute table of this one, you have thousands of values, 6,000 for me specifically in this area because there are multiple of these grid codes. So just to make this simpler and to get us the area we want later on, we are going to dissolve this. So that is just a geoprocess, type in dissolve. And remember that the pairwise dissolve tool is the newer version, so go ahead and click on this. And your input feature in that case will be the poly. I call this just dullest poly D and then the year. And your dissolve field is going to be your grid code. Leave everything else alone and go ahead and run. Now the only difference between these two, it will also be pink, is that now I only have 15 rows as opposed to 6,000. I have one for each of my grid codes, which is what I need. So at this point, we'll do our join. So that join table we need down in this layer. We're going to get it from in this map. We're going to get it from our previous map. So again, copy paste is your friend. So scroll down, right click copy. And then new map, right click paste. Remember, you have to do it in the map itself. And then you'll get your standalone table. Now to remind you, this table is very, very simple. It just has the name and the grid code, but we need this to style, so don't forget this step. We'll go ahead, you'll right click on your poly D. You'll go to joins and relates, add join. Now I already have a join, so it's going to be angry with me, but yours will just say grid code, it won't say this. And then your join table and your grid code, go ahead and run. And now that will give you these final two columns that we need. Okay. At this point, we had to style this and we had to do it manually using that hexadecimal code sheet. But the nice thing is we don't have to do that this time. So all you need to do to style this new layer is go back to your previous map. And you are going to copy make sure it's the poly D, make sure it has all of your grid codes in the right color. So you're going to copy, and you're going to paste. And you have to do this, you have to put this into your map to get this next tool to work. We're not actually going to use it, you just need to have, or we're not going to keep it in this map, you just need to keep it, or you just need it to start. So, it's backing up. Does that. So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to run our final tool. It is called apply symbology. So try typing in symbology to get this tool, apply symbology from layer. This is probably my new favorite tool. So just cleaning up a little bit here. The input layer is going to be the 09. It's going to be the one you just made. So your input is your 09. Make sure it's the D, the one that has the join to it. And then your symbology layer is the 2001. So it stored all of the information from this. We're going to use the stored information from this layer and apply it to this layer. So the type is going to be value. The source is going to be name, and the target is also going to be name. That is how we styled it. We styled it by name, not by grid code. So go ahead and press run, and then what that will do is apply your symbology to your new layer. And at this point, we don't need this 2000 layer anymore. We can go ahead and remove it. And you'll notice I don't remove anything. I did remove that just because I don't need it in my final what do I want to say? Layout. So I'm just going to keep everything from each layer or each year that I need in one space. Then don't forget to create your chart. So make sure you're on poly D. You're just going to go to, oh, you have to do the calculations. My bad. Open up your poly D layer. And you are going to have to do I opened the wrong one. You are going to have to do some calculations. Remember, you're going to do your square kilometers and your square kilometer percent. Those are done through data engineering. So you can just right click on your layer and go to data engineer. And then under construct, there's your calculate geometry to get your area, and then your calculate field to figure out the total percent. And you can refer back to video 1 to do all of that. Yeah. So that is really all you need for video 2. I just kind of wanted to run through all of those tools again for you and just show you the slightly different output that you get. And I'll be back in video 3.